I used to think money moved faster for other people. This one quote has quietly made more people wealthy than motivation ever will. Welcome to FinTech Vibes, where money isn't hype, it's clarity. Today's quote says, "I didn't fall behind because I lacked money. I fell behind because I kept rushing decisions that should have been built slowly." End quote. On the surface, it sounds simple, but hidden inside it is a rule that separates broke effort from lasting wealth. Stay with me. The next 60 seconds will change how you see money. Please follow or subscribe, like, comment FinTech Vibes, and share the video. Now, let's continue. I used to think money moved faster for other people. Turns out, I was the one always in a hurry. Every rushed decision I made quietly taxed my future. No bank statement shows that cost, but it compounds anyway. Here's the part no one explains clearly when they talk about wealth. Not because it's hidden, but because it sounds boring when you say it out loud. Most financial stress doesn't come from not earning enough. It comes from reacting too quickly to what we earn. Spending before understanding, investing before learning, chasing momentum instead of building structure. I remember the first time I made a little extra money. Nothing life-changing, just enough to feel like I was finally moving. And I treated that feeling like proof. Proof that I was ready for bigger risks, bigger commitments, faster moves. This is usually where people expect a turning point, a lucky break, a big win. But real life doesn't cut that cleanly. Sometimes the lesson arrives quietly while you're still convinced you're doing fine. I didn't lose everything. I just lost time. Months of effort that could have been steadier. Years of learning that could have been calmer. And that's when it clicked. Money doesn't punish impatience immediately. It waits. From that moment on, I stopped asking, how fast can this grow? And started asking, how long can I sustain this? That question changes everything. It forces you to look at habits instead of outcomes, systems instead of shortcuts, consistency instead of intensity. I began tracking decisions, not just balances. Why I spent, why I delayed, why I said yes when I should have waited. Patterns show up fast when you stop judging them. And here's something uncomfortable. Most people don't need more motivation. They need fewer emotional decisions around money. We confuse urgency with opportunity. We confuse motion with progress. And platforms reward that confusion by spotlighting extremes. But wealth, real wealth, grows in environments that feel almost uneventful. Regular contributions, predictable routines, boring discipline that survives bad weeks and quiet months. The irony is, patience doesn't slow you down. It removes the detours. Once I accepted that, my behavior shifted. I planned farther out. I invested smaller amounts more consistently. I stopped explaining my moves to people who only respected speed. Financial freedom isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself early. It shows up gradually after you've stopped needing applause. Every system I trust now has one thing in common. It works even when I'm tired, even when motivation fades, even when nothing exciting is happening. That's how you know it's real. If you're feeling behind, pause before you panic. Ask yourself what you're rushing. Ask what would improve if you slowed down just enough to think clearly. Because the most expensive financial mistake isn't failure, it's repeating decisions you never fully understood. Long-term success comes from respecting time as much as money. They work together. They punish shortcuts together. I'm not ahead because I'm smarter now. I'm ahead because I'm calmer. Calm lets you see leverage. Calm lets you say no. Calm lets small gains stack quietly. And one day, without drama, you realize something shifted. You're no longer chasing. You're maintaining, protecting, refining. That's the phase most people never talk about, because it doesn't sell excitement. It sells stability. And stability is what carries wealth forward when trends disappear. So, if nothing else sticks today, remember this. You didn't fall behind because you lacked money. You fell behind because you rushed decisions that should have been built slowly. When you give your money time, it starts giving you space, and that space changes how you live.